Welcome to Personal Finance Channel. In today's video, we will review some of the most profitable dividend stocks to buy in 2023. So, before we start, if you enjoy watching similar content, do like and subscribe to our channel. When company profits rise, many companies tend to pay slightly higher dividends. When company profits decrease, many companies also decrease or even suspend their dividends. Considering the change in tax laws for stock repurchases beginning in 2023 given the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, dividends could be slightly more attractive. As a result, some companies might be more inclined to return slightly more capital back to shareholders through dividends than stock repurchases. Number 15. Intel Corporation, Nasdaq, INTC. Intel Corporation is a leading semiconductor company with a dividend yield of 5.1% as of 2014. While Intel's previous dominance of semiconductors for the PC market in the past had made it a great dividend stock, the company has faced increasing competition of late. As a result, Intel Corporation has lost market share for semiconductors to competitors, and for full year 2022, the company's sales fell 20% year over year on a GAAP basis. Number 14. Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated NYSE, GS. Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated is the preeminent Wall Street investment bank in terms of prestige, and the bank ranks number 14 on our list of 15 most profitable dividend stocks given its net income of $11.26 billion in 2022. For full year 2022, Goldman Sachs Group's net sales were 20% lower than a strong 2021, given lower net sales in the company's asset and wealth management business and lower net revenues in the global banking and markets business. For full year 2022, Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated returned $6.37 billion of capital to common shareholders, including $3.2 billion in common stock dividends and $3.5 billion in common share repurchases. Number 13. Wells Fargo & Company, NYSE, WFC. Wells Fargo & Company is one of the big four American banks with substantial scale. In Q4, the company reported earnings of 67 cents per share versus $1.38 for Q4 2021 as higher interest rates were a headwind for the bank's mortgage business. As of 2014, Wells Fargo & Company had a dividend yield of 2.47%. Number 12. Citigroup Incorporated, NYSE, C. Citigroup Incorporated is one of the big four American banks with net income of $14.8 billion and revenue of $75.3 billion for 2022. For the year, Citigroup Incorporated returned around $7.3 billion in capital to shareholders in the form of common dividends and share repurchases, and the bank's markets revenue rose 7% year over year, driven by fixed income growth of 13% year over year. Number 11. The Home Depot Incorporated NYSE, HD. Leading home improvement retailer The Home Depot Incorporated ranks among the most profitable companies in the United States with net income of $17.10 billion for the trailing 12 months as of October 31, 2022. Despite the higher interest rates which have been a headwind for the housing market, The Home Depot Incorporated comparable sales for Q3 fiscal 2022 rose 4.3% and comparable sales in the United States increased 4.5%. Given strong growth, the company has increased its annual dividend for 13 consecutive years, with shares currently yielding around 2.39%. Number 10. Johnson & Johnson NYSE, J&J. Johnson & Johnson is a healthcare conglomerate with a net income of $17.94 billion in 2022 and a dividend yield of 2.79% as of February 14. Despite the higher inflation, Johnson & Johnson had adjusted EPS of $10.15 in 2022, up from $9.80 per share in 2021. In terms of the future, analysts expect Johnson & Johnson to earn $10.51 per share in 2023, $10.89 per share in 2024, and $11.28 per share in 2025. Number 9. United Health Group Incorporated, NYSE, UNH. United Health Group Incorporated is a healthcare insurance giant whose sales rose 13% year over year to $324.2 billion in 2022, with double-digit growth at both Optum and United Healthcare. United Health Group also had net income of $20.12 billion and full-year adjusted net earnings of $22.19 per share. As of 2014, company has a dividend yield of 1.34% and a forward PE ratio of 17.43. Number 8. Verizon Communications Incorporated, NYSE, VZ. Verizon Communications Incorporated is one of the largest telecommunication companies in the United States with a dividend yield of 6.47% as of February 14. Verizon Communications Incorporated has raised its annual dividend for 18 straight years, and analysts expect the company to earn $4.73 per share in 2023, $4.77 per share in 2024, and $4.85 per share in 2025. Verizon currently pays an annual dividend per share of $2.61 per share. Number 7. Bank of America Corporation NYSE, BAC. Bank of America Corporation ranks number 7 on our list of 15 most profitable dividend stocks given its net income of $27.53 billion in 2022. As one of the Big Four American banks, Bank of America Corporation has substantial scale that provides it with a competitive advantage. Number 6. Pfizer Incorporated, NYSE, PFE. Pfizer Incorporated is a pharmaceutical giant with a net income of $31.37 billion in 2022 and a dividend yield of 3.75%. Given its strong business, Pfizer Incorporated has raised its annual dividend for 12 straight years. For 2023, Pfizer Incorporated sees adjusted diluted EPS of $3.25 to $3.45, which more than covers the annual dividend of $1.64 per share. Number 5. Chevron Corporation, NYSE, CVX. Chevron Corporation ranks number 5 on our list of 15 most profitable dividend stocks given its net income of $35.46 billion in 2022. Considering the Russia-Ukraine war, oil supply has decreased while demand has remained relatively strong. As a result of supply and demand, oil prices have increased from 2021 and Chevron Corporation has had higher profits. As of 2014, Chevron Corporation has a dividend yield of 3.51%. In the future, Chevron Corporation might not be as profitable and its stock could go lower if oil prices decrease and the company fails to innovate to compensate for the changes. Number 4. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company. NYSE, JPM. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company is America's most profitable bank with 2022 net income of $37.68 billion. In addition to having a dividend yield of 2.79% as of February 14, J.P. Morgan Chase & Company could also potentially restart stock repurchases this year. In terms of estimates, analysts expect JPMC to earn $11.62 per share in 2022, $12.99 per share in 2023, $13.66 per share in 2024, and $14.97 per share in 2025. Number 3. Exxon Mobil Corporation, NYSE, XOM. Exxon Mobil Corporation was the most profitable American oil and gas company in 2022 with net income of $55.74 billion for the year. Although the company's profits rose last year given substantially higher oil and gas prices, Exxon Mobil Corporation profits could decrease if oil and gas prices decline. As of 2014, Exxon Mobil Corporation has a dividend yield of 3.13%. Number 2. Microsoft Corporation, NASDAQ MSFT. Although not many people view it as a dividend stock, Microsoft Corporation has increased its annual dividend for 20 straight years. In 2022, Microsoft also ranks among the most profitable American companies with a net income of $67.45 billion. As of 2014, Microsoft Corporation has a dividend yield of 1% and a forward PE of 25.36. One reason for the relatively high forward PE is that the market is anticipating that Microsoft will be one of the leaders in terms of AI in the future. Whether that happens will depend on how well the company's AI product do. Number 1. Apple Incorporated, NASDAQ Apple. Apple Incorporated ranks number 1 on our list of 15 most profitable dividend stocks given its net income of $95.17 billion in 2022. In terms of its dividend, Apple has raised its annual dividend for 11 consecutive years and the iPhone maker currently has a dividend yield of 0.6% and a forward PE ratio of 23.26.